as I said, production here.
Okay.
So, so you had been mentioning about why you entered the Torch Award competition. Could you explain that again about customer service and its importance?
Well, we entered the Torch Award because we found out we were nominated. And I got nominated for this thing, and I'm like, what is this, and what is it about? And it was for business ethics. So I was like, wow, this is awesome. You know, this is what we're about, and this is an award to reward a company for having high business ethics. So I was all over it. So I got the criteria, figured out, okay, so we were nominated for this award. What is it they need to see to bring us through the running and hold us up against other companies? So we filled out the forms, we talked to our customers gave rave reviews about our company, several customer service stories, and we put that all together, sent it in, and then of course won the award. And I put a great importance on it because this is what we're about. Customer service, making sure that everybody that and we know not everybody's our customer. Some people appreciate good service. Some people don't want that. They want just bare bones, come in, do a temporary patch on something. Most of our clients want good service from people they trust, people they can feel comfortable with. All of our plumbers are very, very clean cut. We go to great lengths. We don't just teach them how to do plumbing. They know that. That's, I don't want to say the easy part, but that's a smaller part. We do over 50 hours of continuing education throughout the year, and probably half of it is soft skills. Just being empathetic with a customer. Most of the time we're a plumbing service company, so most of the time when somebody calls us out, it's not a pleasant situation. They just had their ceiling collapse from a flood, or the sewer's backing up in their basement, or their toilet overflowed, or a faucet won't stop running. I mean, it's always a calamity. So we're going in to a very negative situation. So the training that my guys have helps with that. They go in, they're very empathetic. They don't just walk in and say, all right, lady, where's the problem? They say, okay, tell me about what's happening. Let's get this taken care of. What kind of results do you want? What do you want us to do about it today? Do you want us just to stop the water, or do you want to do something that's going to keep this from ever happening again? I mean, they really know how to communicate well with customers, and that we do throughout our business, from the person that answers the phone to the person that interacts with the customer out in the field, to if and or when we have maybe something that didn't go well, and it might come back to me, to my communication with the customer, to be empathetic and make sure that things are handled and everybody's happy in the end.
What did entering the competition and developing the entry packet teach you or show you? Did it? Were there any odd questions that you hadn't thought about before in that? Because sometimes when people take a look at these entry packets, they say, well, I never thought about that, or those sorts of things. Did it show you anything?
Well, real quick, the first year we were nominated in 2009.
I see.
And it did look overwhelming, and I had a lot of things on my plate. So our office manager, I gave her all the paperwork, and I said, listen, this is something we were nominated for. We need to gather all this stuff together. And she dropped the ball. We never did get our packet in. Mm-hmm. The next year, we were nominated again, so I took it upon myself. And it was overwhelming. There was a lot of information, but it was all things that we keep anyways. The customer testimonials. One of the things was, did you ever have something that didn't go right, and how did you fix it? That happens. Any business, no business, every interaction is a happy interaction. No matter what happens, whether it's a miscommunication or just any kind of mistake, but how you make it right is super, super critical. So we had all these examples, so that wasn't the difficult part. The difficult part was actually just putting it together in a nice, neat, and organized manner, for the submission for the Torch Award. But we had all that stuff. I had a book in the back that we've been collecting for years, and I usually try and only have like a year or two's worth of customers' comments in it, but it's a binder that says what people are saying about us, and it's about a 4-inch thick binder that just has notes from customers. We do customer response cards. People send them in and they have comments on them, but all the nice things, and we put the negative ones in there too, so that we can reflect and know what it is we need to improve. But that's been our philosophy all along, so that part wasn't too hard.
Good. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's probably one of the reasons why, there were anonymous nominations, but that's probably one of the reasons why somebody nominated you, because they, hey, this guy has his act together, and the business seems to be good, and so that's, the purpose of the Torch Award is, as you say, reward businesses that are doing it right. Which brings up, the question: how has the Torch Award benefited your business?
Well, we have marketing people, so naturally we wanted to let all of our customers know. And it was funny because the customers that responded, customers that, when we put out a newsletter or something and we shared with our clients that we had won this award, resoundingly it was, well, of course, you guys deserve it. This is great. It was always just, yeah, so of course you got something like that. It was always very positive. I belong to a business networking group, a B&I group, and I shared with them about it, and they were excited as well. They know my company. They know how we perform. They refer us to their clients, so they know what kind of service we provide. So it was, most people considered it kind of a no-brainer. They thought, wow, of course.
Good. Characterize the size of your business. What, how many people do you have working? Clients, or how do the people in the plumbing business, characterize, their?
We're a small business. We don't do new construction. We only do residential service.
Okay.
That's it. We respond to emergencies and fix problems. So we're a relatively small business. We fluctuate in size of the company from anywhere from, on the low side, 8 employees. In the last couple of years, maybe as high as 12. I think right now we're at 11. We just had a couple recent hires. So small. I don't know about, if you want to know what gross sales are. We do about $1.5 million in revenue a year. So, a small family business. We're not an ARS or Roto-Rooter that's got 1,800 employees. We're just a small local family business. Even as far as our service area is very, very tight, which makes marketing and advertising difficult because we don't go more than 5 to 10 miles from the shop.
Okay.
Like, you live in Evanston, we just touch on Evanston. Skokie will go as far as Martin Grove. Even though that's only 7 miles from here, that's about the furthest of our jobs. We're a neighborhood plumbing company. We just work here primarily on the northwest side of Chicago and very near north and northwest suburbs.
Okay. So you handle a lot of old homes.
Yeah, we're in the perfect area, from the 1800s. So our homes are, average, 70, 80-year-old homes. The sad thing, truly, is that probably 50% of our business is new homes. With the poor construction, it's tapering off now. With the construction boom of a decade ago, just going in and fixing things that just wasn't done right the first time, which is so disappointing. We have clients that may have spent as much as $2 million on a home. And the last thing they expected is that they would have to redo things. Even if you spend $250,000 on a new home, your expectation is this is new. I didn't buy an 80-year-old house. I bought a new house. I'm not going to have any issues. Piping that was installed wrong, low-quality fixtures were installed. That's the sad thing. And it's, like I was saying before, we're going in when things are bad, and that makes it even worse, because you've got the fact that they've got a plumbing problem, but you've got the fact that they shouldn't have a plumbing problem. So you got two things hammering down on the situation, so.
And meanwhile, the older homes were built like fortresses a lot of times.
Absolutely. When, we're going into an older home to replace pipes that are 80 years old. Well, you expect that. You don't expect to go into a home that's 3 years old and replace pipes that are only 3 years old. That's a shame. That's a crime.
I know my girlfriend lives in has a older two-flat. I think it was built in 1910, and the beams, I can't drill into them. Just
They're phenomenal.
Yeah, she once said, "This house is going to fight you."
Right. And you know what? The best remodels are when they take a house like that and leave the structure of the house and just put new amenities in it. Put new drywall up, update the electric, update the plumbing, but the house itself is just so well built. And we have a lot of that here in the city.
Yeah. On the torch award, how do you use the torch award with, you mentioned your customers, the newsletter and that. How do you use the torch award with your employees and in the trade? If you're active in a trade association or anything, do you talk it up? Do you promote it in any way?
Naturally, because this is a great award, we did. I was the president, let me think. I think I was the immediate past president of the Illinois Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Contractors Association when I received the award. So naturally, we have a Illinois magazine called the Illinois Master Plumber. It was in the magazine that I had won the award. We have trade associations locally as well. The Plumbing Contractors Association of Cook County, Chicago and Cook County, it was in their newsletter and in publications by them. There's Pam Canny, which is Suburban Plumbers Association. They had written it up several times in their publications. So, yeah, trade specifically, yeah, we were in, it was brought out quite a bit in those. I'm on the board of directors for the Plumbing Contractors Association in Chicago and Cook County too, so it was announced at our meeting, and it's an honor.
Mm-hmm. And with employees, how did you emphasize it with them?
They just felt it was another thing to brag about. They were they know the company that they're a part of. We just did some some bio videos, where my employees are talking about themselves, how long they've worked for this company, what they like about the company, and all across the board, what they appreciate about working for our company is how we take care of our customers. And, getting another award like this just speaks volumes to that. It just really cements it, really brings it home for them. The reader, we were voted best plumber in Chicago by the readers of the Reader. And I didn't know. That's not something you sign up for or put your name in for. I had a customer call me and say, I saw you written up in the Reader. I'm like, what? So naturally, when I found out, I got as many copies as I could. Time Out Chicago, best emergency service plumber. We get a lot of these acknowledgments, and it's satisfying, not just to me as the owner, but of course to the employees.
Great.
People love working for a company that's respected and known to be honorable, ethical, and a good company. So, yeah, it was just icing on the cake.
Excellent, excellent. Let me take a look at, get a quick replay of this.